Hai semua, selamat datang ke episod seterusnya Kaki Bola, berita harian di mana kami akan membincangkan mengenai bola sepak, tempatan dan juga dunia. Saya hos anda, Hazman Abdul Aziz, dan hari ini saya tidak keseorangan. Co-host saya sudah kembali. Tidak lain, tidak bukan Farehan Hussein. Apa khabar?
Baik, alhamdulillah. Hazman okey
Okey.
Saya seorang-seorang
Tak adalah, tapi rindu lah. Tak ada teman di sebelah.
Orang kata kalau pergi tandas kejap dah start rindu
Betul. Tapi saya tak macam gitu lah.
Oh, tak
macam gitu. Tapi hari ini kita ada bersama Farehan dan beliau kembali untuk kita sama-sama kupas mengenai bola sepak tempatan.
Betul.
Dan
Beliau adalah seorang yang memang satu nama dalam arena bola sepak tempatan yang disegani oleh pemain-pemain daripada semua lapisan generasi.
Betul.
Kalau sebut saja siapakah pemain tempatan yang terbaik pada masa ini, nama beliau akan muncul.
And beliau bukan saja itu, tapi kalau peminat seperti saya contoh saya pernah beberapa kali berjumpa dengan beliau, interview beliau, bercakap dengan beliau dan saya dapat rasakan aura daripada dia. Macam dia dapat rasa aura kapten dia rasa segan tu ada lah. So memang this guy I think
tapi yang senang kata beliau seorang yang kalau dalam bahasa Inggeris bila you berbual dengan dia, it's a genuine guy.
Betul.
Genuine, sincere. Memang selalu is always there to help lah. So boleh tak kita,
beliau tidak lain tidak bukan kapten fantastik kita, Hariss Harun. Selamat datang Hariss ke podcast Kaki Bola.
Thank you for having me.
Apa khabar?
Okay, I belikan lunch for both of you for now.
Alhamdulillah, lunch settle. Okay, how are you Hariss? Apa khabar?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine, thank you. Thanks.
So Hariss Harun yang kita tahu pemain bola sepak yang telah mewakili pasukan kebangsaan sebanyak 142 caps, 142 caps dan juga still counting, insyaAllah. Beliau mula got his first cap ketika beliau umur 16 tahun saja.
Muda
paling muda. I waktu 16 tahun masih lagi dekat Tough Club dulu. Masih dekat Tough Club dulu, cuba nak kuruskan badan tapi beliau dah represent national team tau. Jadi jauh beza Nanti kita akan tanya sedikit bagaimana perjalanan Hariss pada waktu itu, dan beliau juga national team captain for at least a good 10 years selepas Syaril Ishak. Hariss was there even kalau waktu itu saya team manager national team. Even the coaches, I would say the coaches and the players yang lebih senior daripada Hariss tetap give Hariss that respect. It is just him. Hariss kadang seorang yang tak perlu berbual banyak, tapi bila you cakap, bila dia masuk dalam changing room tu, kita tahu he's our captain. Kan?
Betul. Dapat rasakan dia.
Ya, jadi ini tadi lunch dengan ni kita punya dessert semua dah
mungkin sampai dinner sekali. Okeylah, baiklah Hariss. Farehan dah open the floor very nicely. Tapi kita nak tahu juga macam mana Hariss jadi Hariss.
Yes.
Macam mana you started playing football, macam mana childhood you, and then aura as a captain ni, respect ni, is it something yang you dapat ataupun you kena work for it? Mungkin boleh kongsikan lebih Hariss?
Definitely something nothing is given lah. Senang kata, it was growing up, it was not easy. My family, we had to survive lah in a way. Okay, we were typical lower middle class family. So and I'm the eldest of 3 siblings.
Okay.
Jadi I had my responsibility, or at least my parents took the responsibility on me to show good example for my siblings lah. So of course through school and I was representing my primary school, my secondary school, and my teachers, they bestow a lot of responsibility lah on me. And for me, my father always cakap, just be honest to yourself. Be it when you are with people or on the pitch. So I always carry that with me all the way.
I think saya rasa itu adalah satu nasihat yang kita boleh lihat yang Hariss betul-betul pegang pada nasihat yang diamanahkan your father, jujur, and we can see that. I mean, in life we see that if you are honest, you are sincere, life will definitely be you to something, right? So Hariss, umur 16 tahun represent national team. Jadi umur berapa tahun yang Hariss mula bermain dalam bola sepak? Then how do you get notice that the coaches back then feel that okay, Hariss memang I rasa he's ready for the national team?
Maybe umur 6 tahun, 7 tahun, I started to play football with a lot of enthusiasm, joy, you know. Main bawah block, you know, we used to have a lot of street soccer courts around Singapore back then lah. You know, now you see lesser of those courts or open spaces, right? So yeah, just travel around. At least where I was living in the Hougang area, the northeast of Singapore. So in this area, try to see where after my school, even certain days lepas training school team, me and my teammates, we will go around cari tempat just to have fun. Because training is katakan little bit serious. Okay, like you need to listen to the coach, you need to do this, you need to do that. But when we play, it's more like free play. Express yourself. And so no matter, I don't think we knew the meaning of tired. We just went to find joy, just being together with friends, and then of course there are other things like block catching and all that. I think you guys would have played that also in your time.
Aku so, kalau block catching memang aku
tak. Saya kena tangkap kan.
Belum saya dah buat tangkap dulu lah.
So I think these kind of things indirectly help with your fitness and all that. Like when you're young, you don't know what's tired. Like, you just go with your friends, you just want to have fun and play and all that lah. So yeah, that was me during the school days. So maybe when I was around 12, 13 years old, that in my head I said, okay, I have a chance, you know, like I can do something, make something out of this. So obviously when I was 12 years old, again, I think our national team was in a very good place. I think we were Tiny Cup champions, you know, one of the best teams in Southeast Asia. So I selalu pergi National Stadium, old National Stadium, pergi tengok all the games there. I was one of those lari, you know, atas bawah tangga tu, you know, celebrating our goals and all that. You know, one of the memories that will stick with me is the Singapore-Myanmar game where Mani got thrown the bottle in his face, you know.
Oh, you saw it.
I was at the stadium when all these things happened. So all this contributed to the thing in me that look, I want to be I want to represent my country one day. I want to play for the national team one day. Yeah, and ever since, of course, I want to make something out of the best out of my football career. Tapi I told myself, look, you got to be honest with yourself. Give your best on the pitch, but you got to enjoy what you're doing. You know, you got to play with a lot of enjoyment. Then only you will stay in it. You know, because if you don't like what you're doing, and it defeat the purpose lah. Yeah.
So who was the coach that give you the break? Who was tell you that okay, Hariss, this is a national call up?
So national team call up. National team call up. Radi, our ex-national team coach, who was during our golden period. You know, he was 9 years our national team coach. But I think I must mention Coach Kadir, our my youth team coach and ex-national team player as well. In the 90s, he played a big role in my development. Now, along the way, before that, of course, there were other coaches like Yaakob Hashim, Sulaiman Teo, who was with Hougang as well.
Sulaiman was also your school coach.
Sulaiman was my school coach for a while. St. Gabriel. So I think these coaches somehow already had the part to play. But Kadir was the biggest influence in my career.
Speaking mengenai Kadir Yahya, before this kita ada episod bersamanya dan beliau, kita ada tanya mengenai Hariss juga, dan beliau sifatkan Hariss ni sebagai seorang yang midfielder, yang bulldozer. Kira dia kata, dia tanyalah, Hariss ni nak main bola ke nak main rugby? So memang Hariss dulu main ganas.
Yes, I was known to be very aggressive, ganas, apa yang kat depan, langgar semua, you know, like really that was my style lah, because I was growing up in we all watched the Premier League, right? In that era, there was Roy Keane, there was Patrick Vieira, Steven Gerrard, Gattuso. Steven Gerrard is my favourite player. But if you remember that era of players,
hard playing.
But he's aggressive. If you see the way he goes in,
he sleep in one game.
Ya, tapi kalau kita lupakan tu, memang Steven Gerrard great player.
So yeah, going back to that, that era punya players, they play with such tenacity, aggressiveness. They're all hard and tough players. So I try to model my game behind those players, you know. And yeah, for me it was like, okay, you get the ball or you get the man, that kind of situation lah. But yeah, like I mentioned, Kadi Ayah had a big influence on my career. He and it's true what he mentioned. Put me aside and say, look, you cannot play like me. You got to get sent off. And I'm very happy that he put me aside, because nowadays there's VAR. If I still continue those kind of style, you know, you can actually So yeah, he had a big influence in how my game was modeled.
Tapi memang you nak jadi seorang midfielder daripada dulu?
Yes, I mean dari dulu in my school team I played striker, midfield, defense, all over the place. Even my youth days in Home United with Yaakob Hashim, I was striker actually. So but mainly I played in midfield for my school. And Kadi, when he called me in, I was playing midfield most of the time.
So bila part your debut, right? Your debut, what went through your mind? And also bila part you go join the national team, who was the one person that you look up to and say, wow, this was my friend, and now I'm a teammate with him?
Yeah, I mean it's funny because my national team debut was in 2007. 2 tahun sebelum tu, setahun sebelum tu, I think 2006 we were playing in AFC under 16. I think in the build up to that we played Saudi Arabia under 16s, you know, and Brady was there to watch the game, and we were lining up in the tunnel, and you saw the national team coach there, right? And for any young boy, you know who he is and you feel motivated. And I was the captain, I was right in front. Dia nampak dia macam, I need to show something to this guy, you know, because he's the national team coach. He's not here to get fun. He's here to watch the boys, you know. And my heart like, okay, I was quietly focused and like, okay, I gotta tunjuk hari ni, I gotta tunjuk something lah, you know. And then before the game, just before we march out, we managed to make eye contact. He saw me. He came to me and said, are you ready? I said, yes coach, I'm ready. And then he said, no, are you ready to play in the national team? He said, yes, when? And I said, maybe 5 years. Then he said, no, 2 years. And can you imagine? This sebelum game, I'm going to play a game, and we had this conversation. In my head, I was like,
And you were 15.
When I was 16.
16.
So in I was really fired up. When this conversation happened, I was like, apa lagi? You know, just So I think this is underestimating Radi punya eye for talent, his management. You know, he knew how to handle young players, and I think kalau kita tengok the previous generation, that means the 84 generation where there is Bayangkan, like Syaril Shah, Ridwan Mohamad, you know, these names, he brought these players through. So he knew a thing or two of bringing young players through. So I think he had a way of macam mana to get through to me.
Tapi macam mana you nak describe Ready ni? Because you started dengan Ready, tapi most of your, boleh dikatakan most of your career, your achievement dekat national team is through Ready. Then how would you describe him sebagai seorang coach?
Father figure. I think like I mentioned earlier, he knew macam mana nak bawa young players through, how to treat them, how to actually put a shoulder around them when needed, or to be hard with them. You know, so I think young players knew that when they came to the national team, it is not about fame, it's not about stardom or anything. It's about trying to do something, trying to help the team. You're there to help the team actually. So for me, I got the message loud and clear in my early years. I made my debut 16, going 17, but for the good part of first 2 years I didn't really play much. I was just sparring me, you know, to come in a few minutes and all that. So, but most of the time from the bench, if you observe, you learn a lot. So that was part of my development. I think Radin knew how to use me. He, even if I tak involved dalam game, whether it's a friendly game ataupun competitive game, he always came to me and said, look, what you learn, how was it? And he used other players example. For example, if Mustafiq Farudin was playing, Issa Halim was playing, Shijai was playing in my position, or John Wilkinson was playing, he would try to question me like, okay, what could have been better, or what did they do well that I can actually use in my game. So these were the things that he was good with the young players.
How to manage, and he didn't really throw you guys out, and he would be there to defend you guys, know when to use you guys.
For sure. Yeah.
I suka part bila yang dia approach you during kat tunnel tu. It's very macam dia something yang kita tak dengar daripada coach tau. Macam coach selalu dia akan approach you in a different environment kan. Tapi ni bila tengah tense
So
dia dah panggil.
it's quite interesting sebab bila that thing happened at the time, I mean I was young obviously, 16 tahun and all that, right? And of course I was super motivated to go play the game, and then I think I played quite a decent game. And then Radhi cakap, okay, 2 years, right? I thought, okay lah, maybe he's joking, but I was motivated kan. But little did I know that it was true. It was even less than 2 years. He called me up. I was going to the Asian Games with under 23, and then not long after, I signed for the Young Lions, played the S League, and then in the national team. So it was true. I mean, he was keeping an eye on me, but at the same time, of course, I couldn't check out, like, let my standards drop. You know, I had to keep going, keep working hard, and show that I'm deserving on this.
16 je, 16 tahun. Okay, like I say, 16 nanti you were sitting for your O levels.
Yes, I was in Sec 5.
Sure, Sec 5, N levels, O levels. Okay. But at that point of time, you already represent the national A team. Okay, I think the question that we want to ask, how do you manage to juggle between your studies and also know that you are already a national team footballer, national A team? Because some of us will think that, okay, I already represented national A team, mungkin ni kerjaya saya, so pelajaran tu tak penting sangat. Tapi untuk Hariss mungkin beza. Jadi seperti yang tadi Hariss katakan, Hariss anak yang sulung, ada 2 adik-beradik lagi, so berat lah. Penting untuk Hariss tunjukkan I'm a good role model. Okay, so macam mana you balance between your studies dengan
bukan senang. I think it's a huge juggling act, and I had this conversation with my father lah. So he told me, it's up to you. You know, you have to find a way to manage that. If kalau nak main bola, you have to manage. He was never going to say, oh, okay, tak apa, don't need to study, you just go and play football. He was never going to do that, and he made it clear daripada I was in Sec 1, you know, all along. So I think he kind of knew my trajectory, like, okay, maybe he thought like, okay, I have a certain level that probably I could pursue a football career. But as a father, he made it clear that no way kau akan give up your studies. You have to study and play. So if you want to play, you juggle. So for me, it's like, okay, I took that as a personal challenge lah. I will my N level or my O level, whatever. Okay, I just and moreover, I was in the national team. No way I'm going to go to the national team coach and say, look, coach, I need to take time off to study. You know, I told myself, look, I have to juggle. Of course, I have to bring my books along on my trips or on my games away, and study and away from the pitch. It's a juggling act.
Perlu ada dia punya disiplin lah.
Yes, it's very, very important.
Lagi sekali okay, macam Hariss umur 16 tahun. 16 tahun dah main national team, dah fokus untuk belajar dengan ni. Kemudian nanti Hariss pun pada umur 24 tahun pun telah membuat keputusan untuk berumah tangga. Usia muda. Pernah tak orang kata, Hariss, umur 16 tahun dah main bola, 24 tahun dah kahwin, bila kau enjoy ni? Zaman muda, orang kata, your youth, where are your youth here? Bila you nak enjoy your youth, you already represent the national football team. You dah sibuk. Umur 24 tahun, you dah nak berumah tangga, berisi rumah tangga. Adakah you rasa you have matured too early in your life? And pernah tak you rasa macam, okay, keputusan ni mungkin aku patut mungkin shares kahwin, berumah tangga at a later age to achieve my football career first. So apa keputusan, what went through your mind when you decide that, okay, ni jodoh lah kan? What went through your mind when you say, okay, tak apa, berumah tangga umur 24 tahun dulu. Then so what was the whole
I need to be
decision?
politically correct lah sebab my wife might be watching kan. Betul. Tapi tak lah, I mean, I have to be honest, it's all about sacrifices. Yes, pernah ada orang cakap whatever you just mentioned lah, you know,
enjoy
when do you enjoy, asal nak kahwin muda-muda and all these kind of things, you know. But I told myself like my kind of enjoyment, my kind of satisfaction is different. And alhamdulillah for me, what I'm blessed with is I have a good support system, my family, my friends, and my kind of enjoyment is with them. And I have time with them, and I go out with them and stuff like that. So I had more than enough of that. That is no complaints lah.
Sorry.
So
Nak beli rumah lah.
so so I never really look beyond that for satisfaction or enjoyment. And it was football, family, friends, and that's about it. So bila umur 24 tahun tu decided to get married, obviously within my family also there were questions. Why so young? You know, and all this thing. But I told myself, look, this is a huge responsibility lah. You know, but I cannot say, or I cannot speculate what's going to happen. I cannot predict what's going to happen in the future. But what I can do is take responsibility, own my future, and do my best in the present. That's the only thing that I can do lah.
Tapi I mean kalau kita lihat Hariss, I would say that antara pemain yang sudah matang lah, mature dah. Then moving ahead, I think selepas you rumah tangga, you got offer for to play in Johor, right?
Yep.
Yeah, JDT. That was 2014. He got his contract in JDT, and I think kita move to Johor. 10 tahun Hariss bermain bersama JDT.
8 tahun.
8 tahun sehingga menjadi kapten untuk JDT. You left as a legend. Even TMJ said that TMJ has huge respect for you. So then you came back to Singapore with Sailors. So maybe Hariss boleh kongsi sikit pengalaman untuk sebagai seorang warga asing, warga Singapore bermain di JDT. Kemudian ada fasa di mana during COVID kan. So Hariss berada di sana. Your family, your children were still young. So what was some of the challenges dan juga the sacrifice? And most important question, was it easy working at the TMJ?
Okay, so I mean my pathway and alhamdulillah it's been smooth lah. So obviously before, so I backtrack a little bit. Sebelum I kahwin, sebelum habis NS tu I had offers to go overseas. But certain things happen. So ada hikmahnya lah, yang kata kan. So I didn't go overseas, and then of course the offer came in. So you look at it, everything fall into place nicely. And then of course I got married, and then I was in Johor and all that. So like I told that transition, that means daripada I habis national service, sign for Johor, I get married, was a very crucial transition. Because a lot of things happen in a short succession for me. Yeah, but and also was a difficult period sebab I went to Malaysia as a young player, more or less. Nobody knew me. Everybody was like, siapa ni? You know, they signed at that point of time, Malaysian League, there was 4 foreigners. I was one of them. The other 3 was Bahaki from Singapore, and Figueroa and Pablo Aimar from Argentina, both of them. So only 3 could play. One is on the bench. So there was another challenge I had faced. But yeah, I took it as a personal challenge. I am somebody, I think Farehan Hussein was that I love a challenge, because I find it that you can find something learn something about yourself from that. Jadi at the same time I got married, and I think it gave me new meaning, new strength to keep going. For my family, and I had to prove to myself, to show the people in Johor, to my teammates, who I am as a player. But first as a person, but as a player. So I just put my head down and work hard. Itu je sana. It's nothing fantastic, nothing magic that you pull out of the head, you know. And then you become and you stay there for 8 years. I think it's a step-by-step process.
And pada waktu itu kita tahu Johor, they had quality national players. Safi Rahim was there at the center of the
Everybody
picture.
was there.
At the peak. Everyone was there. And Hariss, you really got to, like what you say, I think you just work hard. It was a challenge. You just got to prove your worth, and alhamdulillah, I think everybody can see that. The management can see that. Eventually, when you were the captain of the team, so was it the added responsibility of whose decision was it?
I don't know, to be honest. I think it just came naturally. Because, okay, you look at it, for me, I was there. Obviously, TMJ, at that point of time, he was assembling a team.
Yep.
You know, semua superstar semua dia bawa masuk. National player ke, foreigner ke, semua dia bawa masuk. He was trying to create a team to win the Super League. Then, you know, try to be a force of, you see the team that is today lah, kan? They win the league for 10 consecutive years, kan? So, I seen the transformation. When I went there was no training center that you see today. It was just a small dressing room. Kita buat ice bath pun kat luar, baldi besar, 2 orang masuk, campur ais semua dalam, you know, to see the now state of the art facilities that they have. I seen from when they were zero to what they are right now, and that's the magic of it. You know, he can make it happen. Whatever he wants to do, but that's his vision for the people. You know, he uses football as a platform to bring together the people, to give them joy, and then of course to do everything else that he wants to do for the people of Johor. You know, and then in terms of the captaincy, it's also unexpected lah. Sebab I mean, for me, I hold true to myself that look, I don't need to have the armband on my arm to be a captain. I will try to lead and organize in whichever way that I can. You know, even the 4 or 5 years before when I was given the armband, I main je as best as I can as a captain, try to be vocal, try to help, you know. Of course, when the armband came, added responsibility lah. And it was a shock for me sebab kita ada Safi Sani in the team, we had Luciana Figueroa, we still had Aidil there, Syafiq Rahim was there.
Banyak leaders
in the team, you know. And then Aidil came one day because in a way I segan lah, like, you know, because ahead of all these guys, they are well known to the people of Johor and Malaysia. The armband was on my one of the games. The armband was on my place in the dressing room. Then I took the armband. I had a look at it. I look around. Tak ada orang cakap apa-apa. Nobody said anything. It was just a normal game day lah. I said this must be a mistake.
Yeah.
Kan? And then I went to the key man lah. We call him Cik Apa. I cakap, bos, salah ke ni bos letak kat tempat saya ni? Tak. Bos cakap awak kapten hari ni. So, tak lah. Tak boleh lah. So I took the armband and I went to Syafiq Rahim place lah. I put there sebab he was the de facto captain kan. After a while I went to do my tukar baju lah apalah semua, go to the toilet and all that. Kat patah balik, he's back at my place. Then the kid man say, bos miss TMJ lah. TMJ cakap, awak yang captain ni hari ni. So okay lah, jangan main-main lah, jangan langgar lagi. Just put it there, focus on the game, just go and play a normal game. So for me is
lagi sekali armband tu jalan, ada orang.
So for me it was like, not that I didn't want the armband, but you know, segan. Yeah. But of course, after a while when they said that, TMG said that you were captain, okay, then I just went again. And even then I thought was only captain for the day, but never did I know that he's going to be from then on. Again, of course, obviously, lepas game tu, we had a meeting. I mean, I had a meeting with TMG, and he did explain to me, look, I want you to lead the team, and so on and so forth. You know, are you okay with it? And I said, boss, if you say so, I'm alright. You know, I will do my best. But then again, I was a bit wary within myself sebab apa nanti yang player yang semua fikir, you know, like, you know, all the single players. But one day, I confided in Aidil, you know, because he's still a senior player, so certain things pertaining to team matters, I consult dia lah, cakap, Aidil, you know, how about this? Then he mentioned one thing that gave me a lot of confidence and heart. Said, aku rasa Hariss, kau je boleh angkat tim ni lah. Kau je boleh pakai armband ni. So I was like stunned a bit. That meant a lot to me, coming from Aidil himself, because he was national team captain and all that, and he could easily be the club captain. And he's my senior, I think 2 or 3 years. You know, so him saying that to me kind of reassured me of how they look at me. So, but also after that, I told myself, look, apa-apa pun kita kena work together. Kerjasama lah. You, Aidil, even Syafiq who was a captain before and all that, and we never put anybody aside. We work together because it's a team sport.
So bila TMJ kata, are you okay with it? does anybody say no to TMG?
Do you think the answer is?
Okay, jadi macam Hariss, TMJ put you as a captain. You work with TMJ. We know that he's a very passionate person about football. I think I can see that he is one of the main reasons that he lifted the Malaysia football to where it is today and JDT. So, how is it like to work with TMJ, and how is he as a person?
He is very character. Very lots of passion on and off the pitch. I think by now semua orang tahu he walks the talk lah. Kan? Senang cakap whatever he's mentioned. Even I mentioned earlier, dalam 2 tahun he changed the landscape of football in Johor. You know, from when the first day I walked into the club, 2 years later everything was up. The indoor training facility, the dressing room, the pitch. You know, he's down to the detail. So from what I've heard, of course, now I've left Johor now, coming 4 years plus. He's not changed, or is he actually even more motivated to bring Johor to the Asian level? Because I mentioned earlier kan, bila I joined Johor, he was trying to establish in Malaysia dulu. You know, be a club that dominate domestic football. Sebab at that point of time, Pahang, Kedah, Selangor, you know, Selangor, all these teams were the more known teams lah. Johor was not so known or historically serial winners. Okay, so he wanted to change that, and he did. So now he's focused on the Asian level. He wants to make a splash in the Champions League. So from what I've heard, he is as motivated, if not more motivated. Yeah. So you can see with the signings that they are making, the CEO that they brought in recently, the changes that Johor Stadium is superb if you've been there. You know, even my foreigners in LCS, when we play the Shopee Cup recently there, they say, hey, this is like in Europe. So they still further enhance the stadium. So you can see the effort that they put in. They're not resting on their laurels. Senang-senang they say, okay, we are in the Champions League quarterfinal, round 16. We are domestic champions for 10 years. We can relax now. But no, there's nobody up. So it's good that TMJ buat macam ini, because he is indirectly trying to tell the clubs behind, look, if you want to stay with us, as you want to be at this level, you got to keep up with us. So it's good for Malaysian football that he's setting the standard there. Of course, the gap seems like jauh lah from Johor to the other clubs right now, but the onus is on the club to step up.
Speaking mengenai LCS tadi, kita dah mengetahui bagaimana kehidupan Hariss di Johor. Dulu Hariss masuk ni at the start of Johor tengah nak rise, tapi sekarang dia dalam sebuah pasukan yang pun tengah nak rise, versus di Singapore, which is Lion City Sailors, and dia pun captain juga untuk Lion City Sailors. So mungkin you boleh kongsikan before we go for our break, bila you masuk LCS ni, is it the same concept bila you first masuk JDT? Because JDT you masuk tak ada apa-apa, but bila you masuk LCS pun dia orang baru nak start juga. Is it the same thing?
Yeah, it's more or less same. For me, when Forest took over Lion City Sailors, right? Everything was in the news kan. Itu sebelum COVID. So no, first time there's such a privatized club in Singapore, blah blah blah. You know, so it was quite big in the football scene lah in Singapore. So I was following the story. So I was telling myself, look, this project is quite interesting. It's very similar to when I was joining Johor, but the only difference is I was young then, and now I'm a bit more. I'm in my 30s, you know. And also. So for the first year I followed them, you know, of course then COVID came by kan, the league was everything stopped kan. And then my second year in this period I was stuck dekat Johor sebab quarantine ni semua, tak boleh balik. I couldn't see my family, so I was away from my family. I had 3 young kids. So we just had our third son. He was a baby, couple of months old. So it was quite difficult lah. Susah lah nak to be away from the family. So I had a lot of thinking, a lot of thought process. I mean, COVID kita semua banyak masa kan. Semua nak exercise lah, apalah, ni lah semua lah. So I was sitting down kat rumah, fikir macam mana lah, like I'm away from my family, training tak ada sebab COVID, tak boleh main game, main this and that and all that. COVID ni bila dah habis, hari-hari I check my news. Ada tak diorang nak buka border tak ada.
Di Johor, eh?
Yeah, I was in Johor. So in all total, I was away for close to a year.
lama.
from my family.
that was-
Yeah, I mean, if you put together lah, of course, I came back in between like end of the year.
But it's like so close yet so far.
Yeah, but when you come back, you need to serve quarantine, so that eats into your time. With
Yeah,
your
14
family.
days dulu.
14 days.
14 days.
There was a time 21 hari, 21 days. I did that 21 days. in the hotel.
Lama.
So like, I mean, all things considered, I told myself, look, I'm gonna be 31, 32. You know, I was doing my my bachelor's degree at the same time. You know, because COVID kan, my master this month, so I signed up. I was doing my bachelor's degree. My son was just born, so I told I had to check with my wife. So maybe it's time to come back. You know, and also sometimes in life or in your career, kan, you have that feeling that look, it's the time for you to move on. So I had that feeling in Johor. In my heart, it was like, okay, you have done your best here. Not that I'm satisfied. Of course, I want to win, I want to play and all that. But to a certain level, your age and your feeling where you are at right now. And I just came back from injury as well, a major injury. So I was like, look, they are heading in a different direction. Where do I see myself in the next 2-3 years? Okay, all things considered, is COVID right now. COVID kita pun tak tahu bila habis and at that point of time lah, kan. So I think family is the most important. And it did help me that, look, like City Sellers just came up, they wanted to do something similar with Johor, and I thought my experience and my know-how would actually help the club to grow. Yeah.
Okay, kita boleh bercakap lebih lanjut mengenai LCS dan juga pemilik LCS, which is Forest Lee. Dan nantikan di segmen kedua Kaki Bola bersama saya Hazman dan co-host saya Farehan, dan guest kita berhari Hariss Harun. Stay tuned.